So, the villains have once again gotten their spotlight back. With the recent dropping trailer of the Suicide Squad, this is with their release of the second trailer of the sequel, there has been some mixed feelings about the trailer from what I've been seeing on social media and reaction-wise from people. And a lot of this, I guess you can call it controversy, comes from the Superman villain called Bloodsport. Now, I don't know too much about Bloodsport myself personally. Now, for those who don't know, a lot of people are upset about the beginning of the trailer where Amanda Waller says that Superman is in the ICU because Bloodsport shot him with a kryptonite bullet. And not too many people know this, but this is a pretty accurate thing to happen in the comics. This is very accurate. And I personally don't see what the whole fuss and controversy is about. Are people upset because Superman is not invulnerable as people thought he is? Are people upset because Superman is, not being shown, or that he's just shot, that people don't know this guy and he just happens to take out Superman? I mean, I don't get what the controversy is. This is a very accurate moment from comics, and all of a sudden, social media goes into a war zone once again because of over Superman. So while I'm still on the subject of Bloodsport, I'm not too hyped with him personally because he's just literally another Deadshot except with better weapons, and it's literally just the same plot of Deadshot from what I've seen in this trailer. It's literally being recycled, and they just scratched off Deadshot's name with Bloodsport. They got a different face, and then it's just, why? What's the point? I know Will Smith didn't really have plans coming back to this film, but you could have at least, Warner Brothers could have done something, brought in someone different. I mean, what's the whole point? Either have Deadshot. If you're not going to have Deadshot in the movie, then use that opportunity to bring in a new character with a different background and different abilities and see how they can manage a team. Don't just recycle old material. This is writing 101. But anyways, some other stuff that I'm not too excited with is, well, I wouldn't say I'm not excited, but I guess I would say I'm not a fan of what they did to King Shark and how he's just kind of how do I explain this? His cognitive thinking is reduced to one-word sentences. And this is very similar to Groot, to just saying, I am Groot, I am Groot. That's his only line, such. I'm getting very similar vibes with King Shark in this film, just based on the two trailers I've seen. And in the comics, King Shark is somewhat intelligent. He's not, don't get me wrong, he's not the brightest bulb, but he's but he can still speak, more than one word sentences. And when you reduce a character's ability to just being a comedy act in this superhero film, or not superheroes, excuse me, in this action film, then, that's just a slap to the face to that character. So, maybe, hopefully, in the movie, King Shark will be able to say more than one word sentences, and I know this is only a trailer, so I'm not gonna get too upset. I won't lose sleep over it, but But enough with the negative stuff. There are some good stuff I got out of the trailer, like the Starro being able to reproduce more Starros, and it gives the audience a better, more vision and idea of what Starro is going to look like, and as I've mentioned in previous video, I look forward to seeing Starro because, we're living in a timeline where we're seeing all these major threat, notorious villains are coming onto the big screen, and they're getting their time on the spotlight. Like, we're living in a timeline where Thanos, Darkseid, and now Starro the Conqueror are going to be all on the big screen. It's really amazing. It's, in a way, it's really a good time to be a comic book fan if you really love these powerful and mighty villains. So, that I do have to look forward to, and the fact that I do like the fact that, I guess you can call them C-list or D-list type villains, are getting the spotlight. They're getting recognition into the mainstream. And, when they get into mainstream, that's when their popularity starts to rise. It's like Suicide Squad, like 2 decades ago, I'm sure not too many people outside of, the comic book world or who are comic book fans know who he was, until James Gunn comes along. He brings them onto the big screen. They become the film becomes a huge hit. Sequel becomes a huge hit. It's now mainstream and popular. People know who Star-Lord and Groot and Drax are. It's stuff like that where the popularity of a team or a character, if the director or a writer just takes that chance and takes the risk, it can, that character will go down, being remembered as a fan favorite, or just not remembered at all. It really depends on how the writing and directing is done on a character, not just in movies, but also in comics. But overall, from what I've gotten out of this trailer, there's some stuff I do look forward to, and some stuff that, could use some improvement on if I were in James Gunn's shoes. Like I said, I personally wouldn't use recycled material. If you're gonna replace Will Smith for the sequel, at least, make it interesting, just don't just get another copycat of Will Smith's character, because it's really just the same old story except with a different point of view, and I'm sure not too many people want to see that again. But anyways, that's really about it. Hopefully the film will do good enough, and with DC films, recently they've had their hits and misses, with the Snyder Cut being a big success, and Wonder Woman 84. I'm not even going to bother touching on that. So, hopefully, this is a chance that DC can get on the right track, and this could be their decade in movie-wise. And this could be their chance to shine on the big screen. That really all comes down to how the writing and directing is done. Comic books, on the other hand, well, that's a story for another day.